Hailey Bieber has officially sold her company Rhode for $1 billion, and take a guess as to who acquired it.
Is Hailey Bieber really about to leave Justin for good? The streets are buzzing. Hailey just cashed out and sold her entire stake in Rhode Beauty, and people are saying this ain't just a business move. Word is, she's stacking her coins and making quiet power moves because she's done playing the role of Mrs. Bieber after all the chaos Justin's dragged her through. Lately, it's looking like she's setting herself up for a solo glow-up. Folks are saying this is her soft launch into single life, and honestly, it checks out. The way Hailey's been moving feels like she's tying up loose ends, getting everything neat and clean before she dips. Her vibe lately? It's giving "I'm over it" energy, like she mentally clocked out of that marriage a long time ago. She's been posting cryptic stuff. Their red carpet energy is awkward at best, and meanwhile, Justin's out here partying with SZA like he's single already. Hailey? She's just watching it all go down with that forced smile. It's all too calm, like the quiet before a storm. And now that Rhode's out of her hands and she's reportedly sitting on $1 billion bag, this could be the most low-key but legendary exit Hollywood's seen in a minute. And of course, like clockwork, Selena Gomez's rare beauty somehow got dragged right into the middle of the drama. Because let's be real, when has a Hailey situation not turned into a Selena situation too? It's wild. So now we gotta break it all down, because there's a lot flying around. How did we even get to the point where Hailey's own fans are out here practically begging her to leave Justin? For years, people were roasting her, calling her a gold digger, saying she was chasing clout, and painting her as the villain in this whole love triangle mess. They called her obsessed with Selena, accused her of stealing Justin, and labeled her a mean girl. Hailey couldn't catch a break, but now the tables turned fast and hard. The switch-up came right after she made that bombshell announcement. Hailey sold her skincare brand, Rhode, to ELF Beauty in a jaw-dropping $1 billion deal. That shook the beauty world to its core. She's not just cashing out either. She said this move marks a new chapter for the brand, and that she's stepping into a major power role as Chief Creative Officer and Head of Innovation. On top of that, she's going to be a strategic advisor for ELF, too. Now fans are side-eyeing everything, wondering if this was all part of her bigger plan. Meanwhile, Selena's name keeps getting thrown around because apparently, no matter what Hailey does, the internet can't help but tie it back to her. That's when the real drama kicked in. The headlines tried to dress it up, calling it a smart business move and praising Hailey as a boss for locking down a major global deal. But the internet wasn't buying it. The timeline lit up with folks saying she's stacking her paper and getting her ducks in a row to walk away from Justin for good. People know how Justin's been moving lately. It's no secret he hasn't exactly been showing up as the best husband in public. Every time they make headlines, it's usually because of something embarrassing he's done to her. Like, just recently, when he popped out on stage with SZA doing the absolute most, kissing her hand like he forgot Hailey was even backstage watching the whole thing. Talk about awkward. And then, just a few days later, Justin throws Hailey a shady, backhanded compliment after her Vogue cover dropped. Instead of hyping her up, he told her he was wrong for once saying she'd never make it on the cover. Seriously? It was so tone-deaf that he ended up deleting it after fans came for him. Right after all that mess, Hailey announced she was selling her stake in Rhode. The timing, too perfect to ignore. It's giving "I'm done being disrespected" vibes, and fans can feel it. It could all just be timing, but what if there's more going on behind the scenes? And let's not skip over the wording in Hailey's post. She said she feels invigorated and ready to step into a bigger role. That don't sound like some random business move. That sounds like a woman taking her power back. Like she's done being seen as just Justin's wife and is tapping back into that Baldwin boss energy. Focused, fearless, and finally unbothered. Don't forget, she's still staying with Rhode as Chief Creative Officer, so she's not walking away from the brand she built. She's just shifting gears, and the vibe? It's giving rebirth. But what really shook people was the internet's reaction. Can you believe folks are now cheering her on to drop Justin and even the Bieber name altogether? They're saying she's better off flying solo as her own brand, Hailey Baldwin. That's a wild turnaround from the days when the internet couldn't stand her and wanted Justin to leave her. Now fans are begging Hailey to choose peace, to glow up on her own terms, to finally be free from all the public drama tied to his name. Watching this switch up is like emotional whiplash, especially for anyone who's ever felt stuck trying to hold down a relationship that's been one-sided for way too long. Another reason folks are cheering Hailey on to walk away, Justin Bieber's money problems are sounding way deeper than anyone expected. This ain't just a little broke boy phase. Rumors are swirling that he's actually millions in debt. It's gotten so messy that some of his closest friendships have reportedly fallen apart, and fans are seriously asking how one of the biggest names in music ended up in this kind of financial disaster. To really get why people want Hailey to cut ties, you gotta understand just how deep Justin's money troubles go, and how that might end up messing with her bag too. Word is, Justin still owes his longtime former manager, Scooter Braun, over $8 million. Yep, $8 million? When that came out, people were shook, like, how did it get this bad? So let's rewind to 2022. Justin was supposed to hit the road for a huge world tour and reportedly bagged a $40 million advance from AEG. But here's the twist. He ended up canceling that tour. What most people didn't realize is that canceling triggered a payback clause in the contract. So instead of keeping the whole bag, he had to return $24 million. Just like that. Now imagine how that kind of money mess could spill into Hailey's world. She's out here making boss moves, stacking her fortune, and folks are worried she might get dragged into the chaos if she sticks around. No wonder fans are yelling, "Girl, protect your assets and bounce." Now here's where things get really messy. Scooter Braun didn't just step in as Justin's manager, he stepped in like a real friend. Or at least that's how it started. Through his company, Hybe America, Scooter allegedly fronted the full $24 million Justin owed after canceling his tour. The deal? Justin was supposed to pay it back over the next 10 years in small chunks. But guess what? Justin reportedly made one payment, then dipped. Just vanished. Fast forward to now, and Hybe did a full audit. And they're claiming Justin still owes them a whopping $8.8 million. That's when things turned ugly. Justin's camp clapped back, claiming Scooter was actually overpaid by $26 million in commissions over the years he managed him. But here's the twist. This whole battle popped off while Lou Taylor was working as Justin's business manager. Yup, that Lou Taylor, the same one who was tied up in Britney Spears' conservatorship mess. So now fans are giving this whole situation major side-eye. Sources close to Scooter say Justin's people flat out told him he didn't have the money. And Scooter, he wasn't playing. He brought in PricewaterhouseCoopers, one of the top audit firms in the game, and they took his side. Now, with this kind of financial drama swirling around Justin, people are seriously questioning how much more Hailey is willing to put up with, or if she's already planning her quiet escape. Scooter actually confirmed it. Justin does still owe him that money. And get this, Scooter even tried to keep it cool by waiving $1 million in unpaid commissions just to smooth things over. But clearly, that didn't solve anything. What's wild is that these two weren't just business partners. They were basically family. Scooter's the one who discovered Justin, helped raise him in the game, and stood by him through every breakdown, every comeback, and every career-defining moment. So when news broke last year that they quietly cut ties, fans were shocked. And now, we finally know the real reason. But that's not even the whole story. Justin's money problems run way deeper. Remember when he sold his entire music catalog in 2023 for $200 million? Everyone thought he was set for life after that deal. But insiders say that kind of move usually means one of two things. Either you're planning to retire, or you need fast cash badly. And the word on the street is that Justin was this close to a financial crash back in 2022. Like seriously, broke. That's allegedly why he rushed the sale without even waiting for a proper tax break. Even Scooter warned him to hold off, but Justin didn't listen. With all of this unraveling, people are starting to understand why Hailey might be ready to bounce. This ain't just drama, it's deep financial chaos, and she might be trying to get out before it drags her down too. Not long after all that mess, word hit the internet that Justin was firing everyone around him and cutting ties left and right. People thought he was trying to hit the reset button, wipe the slate clean, pay off his debts, and start fresh. But based on his recent public rants, it's clear there's still a lot weighing on him. And let's be real, how deep in the hole was he if even after selling his whole music catalog for $200 million, he still couldn't settle things with someone like Scooter Braun? That's got fans scratching their heads. Meanwhile, Hailey's out here making major bank with that billion-dollar road deal. For the first time, the tables have flipped. And she's the one shining while Justin's drowning in money problems. People are saying Hailey might be better off doing her own thing. They've seen how being with Justin sometimes dims her light, and now they're urging her to protect what she's built. One person even posted, "Sign a prenup. So when you divorce Justin, he won't steal your money." That energy is loud. And fans are still heated over how he treated her publicly, especially that awkward Vogue backhanded compliment. Hailey might have let it slide, but her supporters haven't forgotten. One person even joked, Justin's about to post, "When you started, I said you wouldn't make it like Rare Beauty did. The shade is real, and people are not holding back anymore." Yikes. Yeah, I was sadly mistaken, really hit different. But now there's a whole other theory floating around, and it's just as wild. Some people actually believe Hailey is staying loyal to Justin and making all these big business moves to protect him from getting publicly dragged for being a broke A-lister. One person even said she's trying to pay off Justin's debt while he keeps embarrassing her on social media. Another fan wrote, she had to beat the Bieber broke allegations fast. And honestly, there's a whole squad of people who believe Hailey's gonna stick around and try to save Justin instead of walking away from his messy situation. But then the loyalty convo flips again, because some folks are coming at Hailey now saying she's the one who owes Justin loyalty, not the other way around. And their argument, they claim Hailey didn't build Rhode from the ground up like a true underdog. Instead, they're calling her a full-on Nepo baby. Stephen Baldwin's daughter, Alec Baldwin's niece, born into privilege, red carpets, and fashion shows. So now the debate's getting spicy. Is she a ride-or-die wife doing damage control for her man, or a privileged girl cashing out while the ship sinks? Either way, the internet's got opinions, and they're not holding back on who owes who. And even with all that, people are saying Hailey wasn't really making big waves until she got with Justin Bieber. The second she became Hailey Bieber, everything changed. Her brand value skyrocketed overnight. Suddenly, doors that were once closed flew wide open, and just like that, she was treated like an A-lister. Not because of hustle, but because of who she married. Folks are saying the real reason Rhode blew up wasn't strategy or sweat, it was straight up clout. Being the wife of one of the most recognized names in pop culture, that's the kind of leverage that most people can only dream of. Yeah, she's listed as the founder. And sure, she's rocking titles like Chief Creative Officer and Head of Innovation, but a lot of people feel like she didn't build Rhode from the ground up. It's more like she walked into a winning setup thanks to her name and connections. One user put it bluntly, Nepo baby plus Justin Bieber's wife, that's the formula right there. Another said, built. That's a stretch. She just leaned on her parents' name and his fame. At this point, it's looking like Hailey can't catch a break. And to make things messier, Rhode itself hasn't been scandal-free either. Y'all remember the name Rhode originally belonged to a fashion brand before Hailey's skincare line even launched. And that legal drama? It only added more fuel to the critics calling her rise nothing but privilege in action. Before Hailey stepped into the scene, the name Rhode already belonged to a small woman-owned fashion label. But that didn't stop her. She pushed forward, dragged the original company through legal battles, and in the end, won the rights. Yes, it's her middle name. But that didn't stop folks from calling her out for bulldozing a smaller business just because she could. Then came the copycat drama. By now, most people have heard the accusations. Rhode has been called out for copying everything from product ideas to packaging and even the aesthetic of other beauty brands, especially Summer Fridays. And when you're holding the title of Chief Creative Officer, that heat comes straight to you. The creativity, the direction, the so-called innovation. It's all supposed to be her vision. So when Rhode started catching smoke for unoriginality, people weren't looking at her team. They were pointing fingers right at Hailey. And now she's entering a $1 billion collab with ELF, still rocking the same exact titles. Folks are asking, how did she go from controversy after controversy to locking down a $1 billion deal in just 5 years? The answer most people are settling on. It wasn't just talent or business sense. It was that Bieber last name. That name opened doors, built hype, and gave her brand credibility almost instantly. So now, with Hailey acting distant while Justin is out here struggling financially, emotionally, and mentally, it's rubbing people the wrong way. 'Cause let's be honest, the life she's living, the brand she's pushing, and the influence she's cashing in on, a lot of that exists because she married him. And can you believe at one point Hailey actually considered naming her brand Bieber? That would have been a PR disaster waiting to happen. But let's get into the final twist that truly sent the internet into a meltdown. Yup, Selena Gomez got pulled into the mess again. This time, it all started with a bold comparison between Rhode and Rare Beauty. Someone actually had the nerve to say that Rhode had surpassed Rare. And you already know Selena's fans weren't letting that slide. Like clockwork, the Selena stans showed up deep, shutting everything down and reminding everyone that Rare Beauty is still sitting pretty near the top. And they had the numbers to back it up. Rare's right behind Fenty Beauty as one of the most successful celeb beauty lines out right now. The clapbacks were savage. One fan fired off, let Hailey's team sell Rhode 4 times if they want. But Rare isn't going anywhere. Another added, if they think Selena's selling Rare, they must be straight up delusional. The energy was loud and protective. Selena's army does not play. Meanwhile, back on Hailey's side of the saga, the vibe has shifted. The internet's not just being messy, it's emotional now. People are torn. Some are saying Hailey should stop pretending everything's okay and stop playing house with a man who seems to be struggling mentally, emotionally, and financially. With everything unraveling, fans are wondering, how long can she really keep this up before it all snaps? Some folks feel like Hailey's just checked out, spiritually and emotionally gone, but others argue she owes Justin loyalty. 'Cause let's be real, without that Bieber name, she might not be living the life she's got now. So, what do you think? Should Hailey Bieber call it quits and walk away? Or does she actually owe him for everything she's gained from his name and status? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I know this one's got people fired up. And hey, if you're loving the tea, make sure to subscribe to NoFilter, smash that like button, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and sound off below. See you in the next one.